by all means, believe in for you to get by through your day-to-day life. I don't care. It's not my is I went to school. I fucking did all the things I went to college. I did all the things I needed to do. God didn't help me go through all that. I had to. Now, just like how I have
but in the
to
midst
go to
of that,
work.
yeah, in the midst of that, were you calling? Were you picking up that phone every day?
But you don't need to pick up the phone every day.
I went to a Catholic school.
You don't need, hold on, but you don't need to speak to God every day. You don't need to pray every day. You don't need that to be religious. You don't need to do all that.
Canada's Catholic.
You don't need to do all that. But God's not going to be your answer. God's not going to be the one answer to any of your problems. You can't have a problem in your life and just expect God to fix it, because that's not how it works.
That's like saying my laundry machine broke. God, please come fix it.
My thing is not going to happen. I could get into a car accident tomorrow, lose my leg.
Give me my leg back.
Give me my fucking leg back.
Yeah,
but you know what's a quick way to start believing in God? Almost fucking die. You'll start believing in God real quick. Get into a fucking car accident, you'll believe in God. I'll tell you that right now.
You know, but that's not like her whole point of this. Is she's not degrading anyone's thoughts on what they.
I'm not.
She's just.
I'm not. But my thing is, I'm very
basis,
realistic.
Is she's not using God as an everyday thing.
Exactly. I'm very realistic.
Her whole point of
I
that.
can get into a car accident tomorrow. Someone could hit me with their car tomorrow while I'm walking to work. And my thing is, that's God's plan. Why would God willingly injure one of his children? Because are we not all his children?
Yeah, that's like, I get fucked up when you see like babies with cancer and babies dying. That's when it's
what
like,
I mean. Like,
you know what I mean?
God want you to do that?
I can answer that question. You know, in the Bible it
but,
says.
But how do you have all the answers? Are you God himself? How do you have all the answers? Like, no offense, but who are you to say you have the answers?
I can give you.
I think he's just giving his opinion, because at the end of the day, it's not necessarily an answer. I'm not trying to say
that's what I mean. God doesn't want to do that.
I'm not saying it's not true.
In the beginning, right? Adam and Eve, you know, they were in perfect communion with God. Nothing bad was happening.
Exactly,
but out of their free will, out of what Adam and Eve wanted to do, they let sin and they let death into the world. So because of their actions, a baby doesn't do anything, but it's because of our sin that bad things happen. So if you think
basically what he's saying is there's God and there's the devil. The devil does bad stuff and then God does good.
Because of that woman.
No, he's saying because of everyone else's sins, random people pay for it by dying. That's what he's saying.
No,
which is not true. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
That's not how
I don't think that though.
I don't believe in that. I believe in God gave them a choice. Why on earth would God, knowing who he created, keep in mind, these are people that he created, okay, knowing that they have the fucking thing inside of them that's telling them, hey, go eat that fucking apple, bitch, that looks fucking good. Like, you know, like, you can't put something in front of a human that's never had it before.
Not sure God said the B word, but okay.
God, they didn't have the B word. They were speaking fucking Hebrew.
My thing is
that's a good point.
God to be your answer for everything. And that's why I'm very conflicted on how it works. Because I could, again, get hit by a car tomorrow and lose my leg. Why would he purposely punish me for something that fucking Eve did or Adam did?
And you can't give her an answer for that.
And you can't give me an answer for that.
From how she feels with her relationship with God, with Jesus. It's not about
and everyone has their own individual relationship with Jesus. But I'm just gonna say this.
Why would
I'm just gonna say this. God is not the answer. God can only be a supplement. It can only be a supplement. You gotta find your own answers, because God gave you the gift of life, but it's your destiny to control your life. And if you want to use God to help you on your journey,
this is what irritates me about like religion in general, right? And mind you,
I
am a believer. No, hold on, because I'm a believer in Jesus, right? You know what I'm saying? And I grew up, I went to the church. I believe in God, gave my heart to him, right? And all that, right? This is what irritates me, is that somehow we read the Bible and we think after reading, even if you read the entire thing front to back multiple times, that we understand God's plan. I don't think any of us do. I don't think any of us I think nobody really understands what. I think you feel it. I think you feel in your heart when it's time to do something good, like when, oh, let me feed this man who's hungry. I think you feel that, right? And I think those are the moments. It's not about, oh, do you pray to him every day? No. Do you feel him in your heart every day? Yes. Then there you go. There's your answer.
Like if you know the difference between right and wrong, that's your answer. That's your answer. If you know whether or not to sin or not, and you have morals, that's it.
Matt, it's okay. Because my thing, I'm going back to that. Why would he purposely want to hurt over the person that fucking did the sin? Because I didn't do anything. I did everything right. I went to church. I fucking learned about my religion for fucking half of my fucking life.
I don't like the
willingly or not willingly, I still learned about it. Okay? I even learned about other religions. Fuck. But my thing is,
I know.
fucking why? And you're not going to be able to answer that for me. Because
You
why
won't,
would
because
he punish me? Why
but
would
there's
he
no
punish me
answer.
over-
There is
It's-
no
there
answer
is
because
no-
God
there is an
God
answer.
God already has his plan for each individual, and it's not up to the individual to know the plan. You don't
No,
know when it's going to be your last day. You're not in control.
That's not my point. That's not my point. That's not my point.
Which
My
one?
point is he can't answer why God wants to hurt everyone over one person's action.
God
Yeah,
doesn't
he
want to
did.
hurt anybody. God doesn't want to hurt anybody.
Okay.
We brought this on ourselves.
What do you mean, which God? We're talking about God.
Oh no,
Yeah, like-
he believes in multiple gods. It's a
Oh.
certain religion. It's
Nah, I only believe in one.
No, not you, not you. I'm talking about the guy in the comments. He said which God? He believes in
Oh,
multiple
I
gods.
can debate smoking on all of pack. I'm smoking on all.
Oh, that's sinful. Sinful.
Sinful, yo, you're harming your body. That's a sin.
Sinful.
Ow.
You're a sin.
Don't joke about
You're
that.
putting a
That's sinful.
substance in your body.
Yeah, I'm sinning right now. I have a vape. Technically, that's.
Yo, Sydney
No, I
fucking
don't-
has
my
tattoos.
thing
She's
is-
a fucking sinner.
You can't answer that.
Wait, Chris,
Because
what?
obviously he doesn't want to hurt anyone, but you just said, but because of Adam and Eve's actions, everyone else has to pay for them, right?
Yeah, and even me, right? It's will come back to. Like, say I went up to somebody and I knocked him, I hit him in the face. What's gonna happen to me? He's gonna come to my house. He's gonna pull up. He might pull up with multiple people, and I'll die. It's because of my actions that I reap the consequences. And a lot of people say, you know, why is God not in my life? But then when you go to that, when you hook up with that dude, you know what I'm saying, and then you wonder why, you know, God is not answering.
But it's not because of God's actions. It's because of your actions. If you hit someone and then they come back, it's because of your actions. It's not because of God's actions. It has nothing to do with God.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's not.
You could no,
He
but
didn't
but
say
you could
that.
go through
I was
life.
gonna say he didn't
Yo,
say
you
that.
can go
say
through life
that.
and
He
not have
said-
any suffering.
He thought the guy Chris believed in multiple gods, which was different than Catholics or Christianity or whatever the fuck, or Catholicism. He thought he was a different religion, so he said he was smoking on all his gods. He wasn't saying he was smoking on no. But anyways, besides the point, that is a sin, mister. No smoking on anyone.
And like, yo, why is this guy got a pink pod flat?
I'll give you a hint. The religion that he's talking about is Islam. And you know how in Christianity we have Jesus?
He said he's Catholic.
He's
It's not Islamic.
Yeah, I was just talking about. I
was
think
gonna
the
say,
president is. And
But
their
that's
main person.
also not it.
Yeah, but their main person, so the Jesus of their religion, Muhammad, he married an 8-year-old girl. So that's why I'm smoking
know
on it, because it's a pedophile religion. That's what I'm saying.
No.
Yeah, but you shouldn't even if you're not the religion, you shouldn't pay no mind to it because it doesn't concern you. Like, let people are gonna believe what they want to believe.
There's another religion out there that believes in multiple gods.
I feel like as somebody following God, you're supposed to show them the way. You're not supposed to push them through the door.
That's what I was trying to make.
Yeah, you can't shove it down your throat.
Fully respect people that are religious. I don't care. You can pray in front of me. You can do whatever you need to do. Pull up a mat. I don't care.
And words are meaningless.
Kneel
words are
down.
absolutely
But
meaningless.
My thing is,
actions are
don't
everything.
force it on people. Because once you start forcing it on people is where it gets all fucked up. Because then
You came in here guns a-blazing.
Guns a-blazing.
I mean, you had three. You had a couple. No, but you had a couple people that God, and then you said no, you don't. Like essentially, you didn't say exactly no, you don't, but then you.
No, you literally were like, you're not going to heaven.
Yeah, like
but everyone in this slide that is on this panel right now said we are all going to heaven, and you said no, you're not. How do you know that? Have you sat beside me since birth, seeing what I was doing? Were you there? Were you there when I came out black and blue because I was?
Yeah, nobody's perfect, and that's why we have God. He forgives us. He lets us into His kingdom. But in the Bible, it says you can't accept the free gift of grace and keep continuing on in unrighteousness.
But you're too stuck on what it says in the Bible. You're too stuck on it word for word.
Give me something that's outside. Give me something that's outside of the Bible, any religion. I'll tell you why it's wrong. Here.